Okay. Good morning to everyone. So in the last class, we have discussed with respect to the few assembler operations. So in the today's class, we will be discussing with respect to the assembler design option. I'll repeat once again. In the today's class, we will be discussing with respect to assembler design option. First, you should know what do you mean by assembler. Assembler is a program converting instructions. So what do you mean by assembler? Assembler is a program converting instructions from symbolic code into the machine code. So this is what the definition we will be discussing in your assembler. I'll repeat once again. What is the definition of an assembler is program which is mainly used for converting instructions from symbolic code into the machine code. So in this assembler design option, you will be getting two assemblers. One is single pass assembler. One more you will be getting multi-pass assembler. I'll repeat once again. So in this particular assembler, you will be getting two important types. So design options they have told now. In the design options, we will be getting two different assembler. One is single pass assembler. One more is multi-pass assembler. So name itself will tell that one pass assembler, multi-pass assembler. One means we will be concentrating only with respect to one particular variables. Okay. Two means we can take more than one number of instructions or more than one number variables we can consider. So now let us move with respect to the one pass assembler. So the main problem in trying to assemble a program in the one pass involves forward references and the forward jump. See, forward references and forward jump means I'll repeat once again. So go through the word forward references, forward jump. So reference means some, for example, I told you that for example, line number 5 is executing. Okay, line number 5 is executing. Line number 45 it has instruction has to execute in the next instruction. I'll repeat once again. Current instruction line number 5 is executing. The next instruction it has to execute 6. But line number 45 wants to execute the next instruction. So that we will be forwarding the jump instructions there. So we will be putting the jump instructions in the line number 45 so that it will execute first particular operation. Afterwards it will be executing your sixth operation. So that we will be giving priority to the references or with respect to the jump operation. If I'm going to give some real-time example, many times I told you that if you got in the traffic signal, red signal means if ambulance arises, we will, first the traffic police will leave that ambulance. Afterwards, what he is going to do once the ambulance has been passed means he will stop the remaining vehicles. Like that, in this particular case, whatever the instructions you are going to execute, so that you will be having a priority with respect to the forward references and forward jump. First, in this particular case, the references part will be working the instruction, jump will complete the instruction. Afterwards, it will be executing which operations to be executed. Okay. So main type what we will be discussing in your one pass assembler is, so whatever the object code you are going to get, that will be directly in your memory for the immediate execution. I'll repeat once again. So no need to find out other part, no need to find out the other source, all those things. Directly the object code will be present in the memory. In that memory we will be executing. For example, a value we will be giving 5. If I'm going to give a value is equal to 5 means, so the direct address, what is the value of a now? 5 is there. So that if I have not given a value as 5, now I'll be checking with respect to the address in which memory location we had stored from. By taking the addresses, we will be finding the values, all those things. If you're going to get direct addresses, it is easy to execute. So whenever you are going to get the direct addresses in the memory with your object code, you are going to perform direct execution. For example, many times I told you that. So for a student, you will be having two addresses. One is your home address, one more is your college address. So college address is professional is your college address, personal is your home address. So in this particular case, for each and every thing, details, if that particular person comes to the college and inquire about this one, they will be getting the information with respect to that particular student. Like that, what we will be doing in this one pass assembler means whatever the object code we need to execute, that everything will be stored it in your memory. So in that particular memory we will be giving the values. So that particular values it will be executing directly. Okay, that particular value. ವಿವೇಕ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೇಳೋದಿದೆಯೇನಪ್ಪ?
ಸರ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಸಾರಿ ಬೈ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
So in the question itself, he has told one pass. One means they are going to give one particular variable. They are going to give immediate address. By taking that immediate address, easily we can execute the operation. So that is the thing he has told. There are two main types of your one pass assembler. What he has told, the object code, what we need to calculate. So in the last class, we have calculated your object codes, all those things. In the notes also have given. So whenever we are going to calculate an object code, if you are going to have the direct address in the memory, it is easy. Direct address means you need to get it in the symbol in the sum of hash. Some hash value they have given 4096 or hash value 531. That means the direct addresses directly it will be executing. Okay, that means that load and go assembler, so that we are going to load the value and we are going to execute the value. So other type which they are going to produce the object program for the later execution. Later execution means, for example, most of the cases, if you see in the format tree, we will be calculating your opcode value. How we are going to calculate your opcode value? With the help of displacement value and with the help of your opcode value. To calculate your displacement value, we will be having a formula, that is target address is equal to PC plus displacement. We have come across target address is equal to PC plus displacement. To calculate the displacement address, we will be getting a formula TA minus PC, that is target address minus PC. That means the target address means whatever the instructions they are given in that particular line, we will be taking that particular address. PC means program counter, which holds the next address to be taken. So by taking these two, we will be calculating your displacement value, all those things. So what I want to say, so you got two different things. Direct address means direct execution. If we are not getting a direct address execution means, we will be calculating displacement value, we will be calculating your opcode value, we will be calculating your address value, so that it takes time. So that is the thing he has told. So the next type what we need to do, we need to calculate the object program for the later execution. Later execution means we need to concentrate on your displacement values, we need to concentrate on your addressing values, you need to concentrate on your opcode values. For example, plus j sub is there, you know j sub value. What is the j sub value? Some 12 they have given. Or if you know LDA, what is your LDA value? 00. I'm talking with respect to the opcode. Everything they'll be giving in the question itself. So direct address, if you are going to get, it's easy to execute. If you are not getting the direct address, we have to calculate this everything and we need to perform the operation. That is the thing we will be doing in your one pass assembler. So the next thing, forward references. So the forward references, I told you that in the one pass assembler, we will be using two words. One is forward references, forward jump. Okay, the forward references are entries into a list as before. I told you that whatever the symbol is there or whatever the instructions is there, first we will be store it in your memory. So in that particular memory, we will be checking whether this particular symbol is there, whether this particular instruction is there to execute the operations, all those things. If I want to give some real-time example, let us consider in the 5th A section, 5th B section, sorry, 6th no, 6th semester no, your 6th A, 6th B, 6th C. So one particular student, I want to check the database. For example, let us consider some, I'll take Vivek name. So Vivek name, I want to check whether he is which class. So first I'll be searching in the A section. It is not there in the A section. Next I'll be searching in the B section. It is not there. Next I'll be moving to the C section. If Vivek name is there, so that I'm going to take that Vivek name. I'm going to identify whether he is a CS department, whether is this particular USN, all those things. So same details I can search in with respect to the 4th semester also. So in the 4th semester, Vivek may be there, some student name or name it can't be there. So what I want to say, if one particular database I am going to create in this particular database, all the instructions, all the symbol, all the addresses, everything I will be stored in that particular sim tab. In that particular symbol table, we will be executing which instructions it has to execute, what addressing we need to execute, everything we will be checking. If there is any modifications we need to do with respect to the memory or with respect to the symbol or with respect to the instruction, we can perform the operation, everything. See, one more thing I want to tell you, that in this particular case, you'll be getting 3 important records. If you see figure 2.20, I'll teach it in the next class. I'll take some small example and I'll tell you how to write the object code. So tomorrow's class means Saturday I'll teach you how to write the small pseudocode with respect to the object program. What we have solved the previous year's question paper now object program. I'll take that example and I'll solve this one. Nothing is the 2 minutes this one. Whatever the data you're going to get, that particular data I need to write it in this particular format. Okay. If you see this particular thing means you will be finding HTE. You will be finding H is there. I'll teach you in the next class how to write this one. So you'll be getting three things. If you see first line, you'll be getting H copy. If you see second line, T is there. If you see last line, E is there. Nothing, variables, everything is simple. 2 minutes this is. We need to substitute the value. That previous year's question paper, what we have solved now. By taking that example, I'll show you how to write this object code in the next class, Saturday. Tomorrow is holiday. So Saturday, I'll teach you how to write this one. So before that one, you should know, we will be having three fields in this particular case. H field, T field, E field. H is nothing but your header. I'll repeat once again. H is nothing but your header record. Header record means initially it will become the starting we will be writing. T is nothing but a text record. T is nothing but your text record. Last E is nothing but your end record. So that whatever the object program you will be writing, that object program we will be dividing into three fields. One is H field, one more is T field, one more is E field. H is nothing but your header. Header is nothing but your starting address. T is nothing but your text field. Text field means continuation of your what results you are going to get. I will be writing continuous values. That's all. E is nothing but your end. What the end results you are going to get. That everything we will be discussing in your next class. That I'll teach you. Okay. Next we will be discussing with respect to the multipass assembler. In the as the name indicates that multi-pass assembler, more than one pass we will be passing. In the single pass, what I said, so only one particular instructions or one particular symbols or you will be executing direct address. In the multi-pass, if you see the program, alpha equate beta is there. I'll repeat once again. In the multi-pass assembler, they have taken some small pseudocode, that is alpha, one particular variable. EQ is nothing but one particular assembler directives. What do you mean by EQ? EQ is nothing but your equate. So what does that equate symbol will do? It will substitute the value for the labels or the symbol. Equate will do it substituting the values for the labels or the symbols. Okay. Next they have taken one more instruction called beta. If you see next line, beta equate delta. Next is delta reserved word 1. If you see this particular code, we have to think three passes is there. That is, first alpha is equal to beta. We will be calculating that particular case. Next we are going to calculate beta is equal to delta. Next whatever the result you are going to get, that I'll be store it in your delta part. Each it carries a reserved word. Each carries 1111 byte it will be carrying. That is the question he has told. See what I want to say is, so previously you used to get the direct address. In this particular case, you will not get any direct address. From alpha to beta, we have to calculate. From beta to delta, we have to calculate. Finally, we will be getting the delta solution. Whatever the result you are going to get, we will be getting the result in the delta. That means that alpha to beta, one pass instruction will be executing. From beta to delta, we need to pass one more instruction and we will be executing. Finally, whatever the result you are going to get, that I will be store it in your delta part. That means that more than one particular operation we will be performing in this particular case. So that's why we will be telling as what multi-pass assembler. Previously, if you are going to see, you will be getting some examples like ASH 5096 LDA. Some instruction I'll give. LDA. LD means load, A means accumulator. What is the value we'll be getting? 0. ASH 0. That means the direct address you got 0. So in this particular case, you will not get any direct address. We need to perform one or two operation to get the result. Okay. So in this particular case, the assembler will be having a two sequential pass over the source program, cannot result such a sequence of your definition. Okay. When you are going to take more than one number of pass, all those things, you will be getting some symbols, you will be getting an instructions, you will be getting some storage part, you will be getting some memory part, everything will be there. Everything I'll be stored it in your memory part. For example, A is equal to B, B is equal to C. Finally, C result I am going to get. That means that A value I should know. I should know B value I should know. equal symbol is there in terms of equal plus whatever the symbol. So we need to perform that particular operation. That means that if you see that particular instruction, you will be getting expression. For example, operators you will be getting plus, minus, all those things, and operand values will be getting a, b, all those things. Everything will be stored it in your sim tab, that is in the symbol table. So if you are going to perform more than one pass execution, we used to tell it as what? That is your multi-pass assembler. This is what we will be discussing with respect to the assembler design options. So the next topic what we will be discussing is linkers and loaders. Okay, the next topic what, one second, I'll open. The next topic what we will be discussing is linker and loader. One second. See, one more thing I want to tell you, that everyone listen here. Whenever you are going to study for your examination, or whenever you are going to study for your IA, all those things, whatever the notes I have given, or whatever the textbook you may get, or whatever the textbook you may read, please take your syllabus copy and you read. For example, there will be a few topics which is not there in your syllabus copy. Okay, so for example, let us consider in the one module, totally you will be getting 190 pages. In that particular 190 pages, only syllabus will be there around 90 pages or 80 pages. So what I want to suggest, please, because macro processor, everything there is there. In this last semester, that is last syllabus, 17 scheme, macro processor was there. Now they have reduced the syllabus. Okay, instead of macro processor, they have made it as loader and linker. This is loader and linker is your first module, last topic. I'll repeat once again, loader and linker till we are in the first module only. Okay, by Saturday or by Monday or by Tuesday, I'll be completing your first module. Maximum I'll be completing, I'll try to complete by Tuesday. From Wednesday onwards, we'll start with your second module. Okay, second module, everything theory on the second module, completely theory. In the first module, you at least we have seen some programming part, we have calculated some instructions, everything. But in the second module, completely you will be getting theory only. So by Wednesday, I'll be starting your second module. I'll try to, because tomorrow we got government holiday. Saturday we have got the class. Saturday 1 hour is there. Monday is there. Tuesday is there. Another 3 hours is there. So that I'll be trying to complete this loader and linkers. So that completes your module 1. Okay. So that we will be completing your module 1. So from Wednesday onwards, we will move to the module 2. Important questions for your IA, I will be giving on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. For your important questions maybe I'll also find from the previous year's question papers. Okay, I'll also refer previous year's question paper. I'm going to frame the questions, that everything with respect to your important questions I'll be giving on Wednesday or the Thursday. We will see. Okay, so now we will be discussing last topic of your first module, that is loaders and linkers. Okay, so in this particular, what I want to say, once again I'm going to tell you that whenever you're going to open the textbook, or whenever you're going to open your notes, don't completely study everything. Take your syllabus copy, see the syllabus copy and you study. So if you see the notes, you may get many things is there which is not there for your examination, or with respect to your syllabus point, all those things. So for all the modules, I'm going to say, whenever you're going to study, especially SS and CD subject, more contents they have given in your textbook, everything which is useful, which is not useful, everything they have given. But according to your syllabus, according to your examination question paper, which question is important, that means that which you want to study, you study. Because if you studied unnecessary question and if you go to the examination hall which is not there in the syllabus, it will become a problem. So that's why I'm going to tell you that whenever you're going to study for your examination, or whenever you're going to study for your IA, take your syllabus copy, that is recent syllabus copy. Subject code is 18 CS 61. You will be getting 18 CS 61, that is system software and compiler design syllabus copy will be getting. Refer previous year's question paper. Referring the question paper, same content is there. So most of the cases they have all syllabus is same itself for 15 scheme, 17 scheme question paper, everything. So you can refer the previous year's question paper, so that you will be knowing that which are the topics is there, which are the topics is not there. Once you see the syllabus copy, some macro processor is there. That macro processor is not there in your this particular scheme. Macro processor, they have given everything, they have taken. More number of unnecessary topics is there. That means that you before studying, you take your syllabus copy, refer the previous year's question paper, it's sufficient. Okay. So we'll start the loader and the linkers. So in the loader and the linker, what are the things we will be studying? So we will be studying basic loader definition, machine dependent loader features, and machine independent loader features. Next we will be discussing loader design option. The last we will be discussing with respect to the implementation along with the examples we will be discussing. First we will be knowing that what is the definition of loader. Loader is nothing but we are going to bring this object program into the memory for the execution. See, in your C programming, you have came sixth semester. Till sixth semester, you in the second semester you have studied C programming. In the third semester, you have studied data structure. In the fourth semester,